Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Card is Going to Change. That's right, AIW's very own podcast. And my name is Alex Worldwide Kellar, and I just want to tell you all about one of our great sponsors. That's right, Pollyanna DIY, PollyannaDIY.com, at Pollyanna DIY on Twitter, Instagram, and etc. And what Pollyanna DIY has to offer you, they have excellent original wrestling enamel pins, shirts, including the Extreme Roots 91 t-shirt. Checking my hair right now. I have some medium roots. Take care of that in a bit. That's right. They have it all. And wrestling promoters and wrestlers, if you're looking to get into the enamel pin game or t-shirts, Pollyanna DIY wants to hook it up. Now let's take it to the show. The reason you hit download, the card is going to change.
Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for listening to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Before we get into this week's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every week. Firstly, thanks to Angelo's Pizza. They're feeding us here as they always do while we record, and they, of course, bring pizza to you at our live events at Mount Carmel. If you want to try more of their pizza or anything else on their menu, it's all delicious. Head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And thanks to Smart Mark Video, they record all of our live events. And if you want to relive any of those or watch them for the first time, you can purchase that on DVD or digital download from smartmarkvideo.com. And additionally, head to powerbomb.tv, sign up using the code ABSOLUTE, and you will get a 20-day trial for free. And then stick around and just keep watching the shows that we put out there from the AIW archives. And as always, thanks to Jack Prince, who helps take care of all of our printing and graphic design needs. They can do all of that and more for you, whether it be banners, t-shirts, business cards, flyers, everything and anything. For all that they have to offer, head to jackprince.com.
That's jakprince.com.
Oh yes, those beautiful vocals. None other than Alex Worldwide Kellar. He is joining this episode as well as Wes Barkley.
Yes, sir.
AIW President Matt Wadsworth. You can say hi. Sorry. As always, AIW owner John Thorne.
Got a full house and a live studio audience.
Yeah, how about
I didn't want to break the momentum there.
That's
man.
all right. And my name is Steve Guy, your moderator of sorts. And on this episode, we talk about Absolution 13, which of course took place in July at Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Cleveland, the place where you don't tag the photos. But
Don't do it.
It was
please don't.
Quite the time, and I think we get into it right away because our special meet and greet is one that we were really looking forward to.
And it actually came together kind of last minute.
Yeah, that's true.
There was
we ran through a lot of different possibilities.
Yeah, and there was actually a flyer made for somebody else, which I'm not going to spoil any of the possibilities because they're
Still
all on the
possibilities.
they're all on the
table for future.
Yeah, they're all on the
they
table.
just weren't
for future.
available that day.
And there was a lot of weird conventions and other things going on to where it couldn't work out. And I'll never forget, I was sitting at a bar with Nick Senka on a Thursday night at about 11 p.m. And I said, I've had this Scott Steiner phone number for about 10 years.
Scotty.
I'm gonna shoot him a text. And every other time I've ever tried, he's never ever responded. And wrote back instantly. Said, "Yeah, I'm available. What do you want to do?" And we were off from there. And from that point on, he went about 2 days in between texting back. But yeah, we worked out the deal, and Scott Steiner was ready to make his AIW debut.
What were your like preconceived notions prior to him coming in? Did you have any?
Yeah, absolutely. That it's going to be...
Like, what were your expectations?
He's going to be awful to deal with. He's going to be mean to everybody. He's going to be dick to me.
Madman.
Yeah, just fucking
Scotty.
everything you see on TV.
Thought Big Poppa Pump was gonna unleash hell.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna holler if he heard me.
Yeah. Well, Wes Barkley, you were actually the very first person to deal with him.
Yep. So I think it was like 3 o'clock his flight landed. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. It was either 2 or 3. So I go to the airport, and it's 2:30. Still haven't heard anything from him or Thorne. We're kind of like, where's he at?
Oh yeah, and
So
like,
then I think it was 3.
and going back to what I was saying before is like he is a very inconsistent communicator. So like I like hit him up, and the day before was like making sure he had all his flight info and everything, and I got nothing back.
Oh, and I will say this, because we were trying to figure out who was going to pick him up. At one point, it was still kind of in the air, and I had Swoggle, and I was like, "Hey, it may come down to this. Do you want to pick up Scott Steiner with me?" He's like, "No." He was just as scared.
So probably like
Yeah.
an hour
And
15 after.
After his flight was supposed to land, he is still nowhere to be found.
Right. So he calls me. I see it's an Atlanta number or whatever.
Because I texted him, I said, "Hey, Wes is going to pick you up. Here's the number." He doesn't respond.
Yeah.
And he's like, Wes has hit me up like, "Hey, he ain't here, man.
Right.
He's not here."
I just kept driving around. So then all of a sudden I get a call from this Georgia number.
And I get a text at almost the exact same time from Swoggle. And he goes, because I'm texting Swoggle, I go, "Dude, he fucked me. He's not here. He's not here." I thought it was Sid part 2.
Ooh.
And he goes, "Go to the rental car places."
Yep.
And Wes hits me up and he says, "He just called me." And you could
Yeah.
say
So
how
he
it goes.
calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm at the rental car place." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right. And he's like, "Is this Wes?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come get me. I'm at the rental car place." So that's when I hit up Thorne. I was like, "Where the fuck's this rental car place at?" So I asked the guy at the airport, and he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be down this street to the left." It was like 10 minutes away, so I don't know how
Yeah,
he
the
got
rental
there.
cars
Yeah,
are-
he must
are
have like
pretty far.
shuttled over
Yeah, they
there.
have the shuttles. Yeah.
But he was trying to make a getaway, so I go over there. He's just sitting outside eating an apple, and I was like, "Hey, Scotty, here, I'm here." And he gets in. He's like, "I was trying to rent a damn car, but I didn't have my license." I was like,
How did he get on the flight?
yeah, exactly. He's like, "I rented one from here last week." He's like, "Whatever."
Maybe he had his passport. I don't know.
Right. So I don't know. I'm just like, okay, here's Scotty.
He was all wound up
He
about
was,
the rent.
yeah, he was fired up already. So he's like, "You hungry? Let's go eat." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." He's like, "I got this Cracker Barrel pulled out," and you always hear these stories about Scotty and Cracker Barrel. So I was like, "Let's do it." So we ride over to Cracker Barrel.
I like how he just had it pulled up on his
I already
phone.
had it. This Tiedemann. No, he had the thing, and I was like, "The one on Tiedemann." He's like, "Yeah." He was like super excited. I was like, "All right."
Do you think Scott Steiner is a Yelp user?
Maybe
I
only
feel like
for
yes.
I
Cracker
hope
Barrels.
so, because I want to find those reviews
Right.
if they sound anything like his promos.
You think he like reads the show news reviews like this motherfucker?
he has the Shoney's cam. He was
like
showing me.
it turns into Jay and Silent
Wait,
Bob
I'm sorry.
Strike Back.
Is it Shoney's cam?
Yeah, he's like, well, we'll get to when he showed me it, but we'll
Yeah,
get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
So we get to this first Cracker Barrel though, and we sit down and I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I've been to a Cracker Barrel probably once in my life when I was maybe 15 years ago. I have no clue.
Oh, it's the best.
That's I've never really been there, so I'm looking at the menu. I'm kind of lost.
Not really
I-
Maserati West Avenue there.
Exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, I go, Scotty, what should I get here? And he's like, I get the 6 chicken breasts, 2 sides of mac and cheese, the green beans, the dumplings. And I'm like, what the?
Not a
okay.
meal on the menu, by the
Yeah,
way.
Yeah, no.
super exclusive.
When he says this isn't something this is definitely an off the menu order.
That's not the number 15.
So right after he finishes the order, the guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" He's kind of like, maybe he knew it was Scotty. That dude had the aura, and I think Scotty had a black eye at the time too.
He did. He was wearing
Yeah.
sunglasses all
So
day.
he came with the
But
black
none
eye.
of us would ask him why.
Oh, absolutely not.
right. Right.
The Steiner Shiner.
Yeah. So, literally right after he told me the order, the guy asked, he's like, "Hey, can I do drinks or anything?" He had the Apple tablet or whatever, the iPad. And Scotty literally says, "Can I get a water, a coffee?" And then named the whole thing off, the 6 chicken breasts. And the guy's typing away. He's like, "Oh, where's that at?" And he's like, "Bring the dumplings out first. I know they're ready." Oh my God. I'm just in awe. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do a chicken BLT, thanks." And then he got the order, and we were off to the races.
6 chicken breasts
6
for
chickens.
breakfast.
For one man.
You devoured it too. So, he was telling me some good stories about him hating Hogan and Flair. You know, the usual stuff you hear about Triple H. And
Yeah.
He just let it rip right away.
he just started letting it rip, and I was just like, all right. So he just kept going, kept ripping coffees, and just kept going.
Just getting more amped up.
He was getting fired up. So then I gave him a ride to the hotel, and then then I showed up at the venue.
And
We had the new stage set up.
And then you had to go back and pick him up.
Should I go on that now?
Yeah, we might as well get it out of the way because this is the highlight. This is where I get what you tell me he's cool and everything, and I'm like, okay, you know, you're telling me how he's, you know, just fucking motherfucking Dixie Carter and ripping on everybody.
Yep.
And
Going in on everybody.
then I'm like, okay, go get him.
So we go pick him back up.
And then when you return, it's a different tone, and you get me a little worried to even go introduce myself to him.
So I go to get him, and I got Filthy Tom too. And Scott's chilling in the lobby, and he's talking to the chick that works there. So I don't know if she like recognized him or whatever. He's like, I'm trying to get a coffee. So she gives him a coffee. This is probably like 4 o'clock now, and it's like the end of the coffee they
Nobody's
made.
drinking for the morning coffee at 4.
Yeah, so he just kept ripping them. So it was probably 5 o'clock when I got him. And there's a little left in the coffee maker thing, and he gets it, and he takes a sip of it, and he just spits it all out. He's like, oh, this is gross. And she's like, I'm not making any more. So he's fired up. He walks down the street to BP.
He just leaves.
Yeah, he just leaves. He's like, I'll be right back. He's eating an apple again. I'm like, what, dude? We just ate. Like,
Instead of having you drive him to the BP, he just walks.
Or we could have. Yeah, I was like, all right. So he just walks over there.
He's a very healthy man.
We're hanging out, you know, and then all of a sudden he comes back with the coffee or whatever, and he's
wound up about that
he's
coffee,
fired
wasn't he?
up, not saying anything in the car ride.
Oh no!
Just pissed. I'm asking him about his Jordans. He's rocking some. Randomly, he's wearing like the new Jordans. I was like, Scotty, what's going on there? But you know, so then he's fired up, and we get back to the show.
And then you tell me, you go, bro, he had a real bad coffee experience.
Yeah, he was pissed about the coffee.
He goes, he ain't talking. He fucking spit the coffee out right in front of the fucking the
Poured
lady
it out in front of the lady.
Yeah,
He's like, I ain't drinking this shit.
yelled at the hotel coffee lady.
Yeah.
And you go, he's on one right now. I go, oh fuck,
Yeah.
great. So I was very worried to go fucking to go interact with Scotty.
He came down into the locker room, and I don't remember who he was walking with. Maybe Ethan Page he was maybe talking to at the time. And I was one of the first people then to go up to him after that. And I just walked right up to him and said, how you doing? I'm Steve Guy. I'm the ring announcer. Eating an apple. Of course he is still at this point.
So he must have packed like 10 apples.
He just
I'm
got
guessing.
one of
That's
those
what
big
my-
bags
Yeah.
that you get at
What do they call it? What do they call it? A bushel? A bushel?
He probably got one of
My
those.
only other
carry
run-in
on.
with Scott Steiner ever was at WrestleCon in like San Jose, and in the hotel, and I see him walking down the hallway, and I say hello to him, and he's eating an apple at that point too.
That's the
So,
secret.
It's perfect. I was like, oh, this is the same guy I remember.
10 apples a day.
Yes.
He
Keeps
was-
everyone away.
I mean,
Right.
he was very pleasant. He was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, man. He's like, you know, want to know what he was gonna do? I'm like, hey, I don't call that.
Oh, then we did the autograph before, right?
Yeah.
We did the autograph before the show.
Well,
Yeah. Then we had to go.
I actually, my first or my only interaction was before the show. So I saw John had talked to him.
Yeah, I went over and felt him out. He was. He was all right. Kind of like he's kind of like a reserved. He was like kind of a reserved guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Set himself up kind of far away from everybody downstairs,
like the last table.
like just
He
the
was, yeah.
back corner. I talked to him for a little bit, and I said, whenever you're ready to go, we'll get this meet and greet going.
So I went up once I saw John walking away, and John was like, "Oh yeah, he's cool." So I walked over and I introduced myself to him. He said, "Oh hey," and I always, when we bring these guys in, especially the bigger names, I'll always thank them for coming out, thank them for being a part, for helping us out. It's "Oh yeah," he says, "Big show tonight." I said, "Yeah, actually, it's our big show of the year. Like it's our biggest calendar." So, oh. He says, so big crowd then? You guys got a lot of people coming?" I said, 400 or 500, "Oh, is that a sellout for here?" And I said, "Well, we've had more, but it's pretty close to it." So, "Oh, okay." And I'm walking away, and the first thought that hits the back of my head is, "Oh shit, Scott Steiner's about to hold us up for more money." Because you always hear about that with these
Right.
names where they find out, they're the big advertised draw, and "Oh, hey, you guys sold this place out because of me. I want
Right.
more
Yeah.
money." So I'm thinking, "Oh shit, is Scott Steiner going to come back at us and say he's not going out there unless he gets, $500 more?"
Thankfully, not the case.
Scotty.
Not the case whatsoever. The meet and greet, I think, went well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We had a good line.
How was he with the fans? Was he all right?
He was he was cool. When we did the one at intermission, he's like, "Let's go, get in the ring, let's go, come on,
Yeah, he wanted to be.
come
wanted to
on,
be
get
the
in
ring.
here." Got the picture. Get this way. He ran the middle, the intermission one. He set that all up himself.
Yeah, he did it on the fly.
He's like, "We're doing it in the ring."
He's like, "You want me to do in-ring photos?" I said, "Sure." He goes, "You gonna hit my music?" I go, "Fuck it, I'm going. Come on, let's get it going."
Yeah, he like had the entrance away, and then he's like, "You got to go out this side of the ring,
Yeah.
so no one runs into each other."
He was ready to do it, man.
Yeah, he's wild.
He was.
All in all, great experience though. Like
Yeah, it was all positive.
he was, he couldn't have been in a better mood, honestly.
Definitely.
He was all amped up after that match, which we'll get to. That's why he wanted to go right into those pictures.
Yep.
Then he really had the energy.
Yep, and we'll get.
And I also think that he liked that he was on early. I told him he
Yeah.
could leave when he was done. Like these fucking guys don't like sitting around all night.
Right.
He did. You took him back pretty much after intermission, right?
Yeah, should I tell that story now, or you want to get to it after intermission?
Oh man.
You might as well just do it now.
All right, so he's done. He gets all changed. He's like, "Wes, you can give me a ride back, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to go eat again?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why not, Scotty?" He's like, Cracker Barrel?"
So you've now had more
guess.
Cracker Barrel experiences in one
Exactly.
day than your entire life prior to this.
Exactly. So we go back to the same one, and they probably closed in a half hour, but he's still getting his chicken and all that. Oh,
Yeah,
the
6 more
dumplings
chicken
aren't ready. I
breasts.
know the dumplings are ready. Come on, bring them out.
Did he
know?
have
Fired
more
up.
chicken
Did
breasts?
the same exact order, and I tried to match him. I was like, let me get 4 of the chicken breasts. I'll do 1 mac and cheese and 1, So I was like medium
yeah.
Poppa Pump.
Now,
you
now
know?
after a whole day with him, now you're trying to impress him.
Yeah, I was like, well,
Yeah.
that's a pro move. So yeah, we ran it back there, and then I took him back, and it was all good to go. But yeah, it was just
Yeah, he was in a good mood after the second meet and greet when he was getting ready to go. He just started talking to me. He started burying fucking people to me, like out of nowhere, like unsolicited,
Right.
like and. He's like a surprisingly like well-spoken guy, like very
Definitely.
like
Was very smart.
it. I didn't know. How do you know? I didn't know that.
He literally did go to the University of
I
Michigan.
actually I
so
had
do,
heard.
so do a lot of
He's
people.
he's a graduate. No, but he had like, I forget what the major is, but it was like some sort of like
Yeah,
wild where like
I had
you're
heard
a
he
smart,
was a very
intelligent person getting into the field that he was even studying. So,
what does he study? You think?
Cracker Barrel.
Right.
I
He-
might have-
Restaurant manager.
Oh yeah, that's when he was showing me the Shoney's cam when we were at
oh
Cracker
yeah.
Barrel.
So what is a Shoney's cam?
It's like he just showed me his phone. Hey, check this out. Just out of nowhere, and he just showed me his phone, and it was the bar, and it was like a video footage of the Shoney's.
He's
that
got a
he
live
owned.
So he's got a-
yeah,
he's
live
got like a
stream.
live
Check
cam.
this out. This is a bar. It's pretty sweet, right? I was like, yeah, cool bar. And he showed me all the tables and everything. And he's like, some of these workers, man, I don't know, they're crazy. Restaurant workers. I'm like, oh yeah, Scotty, yeah, for sure.
Scott Steiner's got surveillance going on
The
his cell
Shoney's
phone.
the
cam.
live stream of the Shoney's grand opening was
He's
one
just
of my
checking
favorite
in on
things
it.
ever.
He's just checking in on it.
Scott Steiner's there,
Yeah.
and for the ribbon cutting, and his best friends Hall and Nash and Jeff Jarrett are all.
Had to bring out the NWO for the big open, bro.
Got the band back together to
Yeah.
open Shoney's.
Like, what the hell is this? Did Josh Bishop's dad, was he there? Did he get to meet?
Oh
Yeah, he got a
an
photo.
in-ring.
He
Yeah,
got a
an
photo
in-ring
in ring at
Yeah.
intermission? How was that interaction?
They could take over the game if they wanted to. I mean, I think.
Because that's
Dude.
who he wants right there.
Hey,
right?
yeah.
That's his favorite.
They're
Yeah.
coming for the
He
production.
kept it quick though. Scotty was, he wasn't.
Get out of the ring. Let's
Yeah,
get it going.
exactly.
Next guy, yeah.
Next,
All right.
next,
Fair enough.
next. I'm like, all right.
Well, so let's get into the card itself. And immediately, as we go into the first match, I know that there were some things to discuss and changes that had to happen with it, because we have Derek Director, KTB, Rex Brody, Space Monkey, Wheeler YUTA, and Lewis Lyndon.
Yeah, this happens because MJF
got injured.
got injured, and I had planned on doing a surprise scramble to open the show anyway,
Mhm.
and then somebody else that was supposed to be a surprise, and that got injured. So instead of trying to find a replacement for that and a replacement for Lewis Lyndon, I figured let's just cut a match, put Lewis Lyndon in here,
and Lyndon and MJF's injury, although we knew it was a possibility, the confirmed out wasn't very long before the show, as I recall. I didn't think we had a lot of time to try
that
to
was
book
like,
a replacement.
I think it might,
2 days before that we found out?
yeah, because
Or the day
he got hurt the week before, but he went to see the doctor or specialist or something on like Tuesday or Wednesday.
What was wrong?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of time. So I just said, let's just roll with this scramble and keep it moving.
It worked out well, though. I mean, people loved it. I don't remember. Wheeler's not been in AIW?
No, that was his first time.
It was his first time, right?
Yeah.
That was Wheeler's AIW debut.
People were receptive to that. KTB, people love seeing him back. That guy...
Star of the after party,
He
KTB.
really is a beast.
He was the star of the after party as well.
More on that later.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Rex Brody, though, back for first time in a while.
Yeah, it was his first
that was a
time.
surprise.
After he had been, he was injured for a while there.
Yeah, about a year or so, a little over a year maybe. So that goes off. Lewis Lyndon picks up the win, but a fun match, everything that you kind of would expect out of everybody in there. And then we go to the 8-man tag match.
Uh-oh.
Duke Money and the Party Never Ends taking on the Weird World Experience.
That's right. And we actually have multiple members of the Weird World Experience up in this cut.
Oh,
They're arguing over who gets the microphone right now. Oh,
I know,
Philly won.
Now they just can't wait to talk.
Oh, no. Philly grabbed the microphone. Sorry, Marino.
Like,
Worldwide sounded like he's been on a strict diet of 12 packs a day.
Well, I'm still recovering from events of a couple days ago.
Yeah.
ripping heaters over there.
Tell you what.
These two, you get them on 2 podcasts.
But yeah, we're on our first Absolution here after a few years of being around for Absolution. And, it was just nice to be there. But if I were being honest, Duke should have swung that guitar harder.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Should have followed through. All I'm saying.
You wanted
Apparently,
a little
I'm
more
the
of
only guy that can smash a guitar over somebody's head in AIW.
Oh, that is very funny.
Jeff Jarrett can't get the job done. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry. I'm just the best there is at what I do, and that's swing fucking
That
guitars in
PTSD.
AIW.
That mic is shaking in his hand right now. Getting Philly all
We
upset.
moved past this, though. We moved past this. But yeah, I mean, I had a really good time with it. Fucking...
This is our first Absolution that we got to partake in.
Yeah, you guys do.
Yes, so it was
A lot of firsts in this one.
it was a very, very good time.
If you ask Duke, he's Mr. Absolution.
Right, that's correct.
Not Mr. Smash a guitar on somebody's head.
Lucian.
I
Lucian.
used that as a trivia question just to piss him off. I asked, I think the question was, who has the most wins in Absolution history? And he's tied for first, but I just went with the other answer. And he was like, hey, that's a tie. I'm like, no, nope.
With whom?
Johnny
Johnny
Gargano.
Gargano.
Oh, well,
I was like,
Duke,
nope.
your day might come.
When we were negotiating our feud, that was his bargaining chip was I needed to lose to him at Absolution.
You want to have more wins than Johnny.
Yeah.
That would explain your lack of involvement in Absolution.
Look, Shawn Michaels is still like considered Mr. WrestleMania, but he has a losing record there, I believe. So
Are you comparing the Duke to Shawn Michaels?
I'm in his mind, if that's his comparison.
Oh, I'm going to get a
I'm
text
saying
about this one.
he can have.
I'm going to get some text messages about this one.
More losses.
Similar politics, probably. But, no, Duke's cool.
No, he's not.
Now.
That's it. That's all you
But,
guys have to say. Your first Absolution match ever.
Ah,
All
you know,
three of
I'm
That's
just-
all you have to say.
It was beautiful. It was in and out of, we could have gotten that W, but as it was, I let Johnny Gargano know on Twitter that Twan got that W, got that pin, got that win, but it
for
was
him.
against me with Duke's help. So I hope Johnny saw that and he knows
What about
what a dark path that Twan's on right now.
I'm sure Johnny didn't see it.
Not only is
One
this
day.
like the first Absolution for you guys, but we had that sweet stage setup where the ramp goes all the way down to the ring.
Clash of the Champions.
What is that like coming out to that?
Very stressful during setting up the show, I'll tell you that much. Because we're waiting to set up the ring and set up the stage and do this and do that. And it's like, where's Justice? Where's Justice? When's Justice going to get here with this thing? So finally we eyeballed where the ring was going to go and we started working on this fucking stage and then he brought in the deal. But
He's
Justice
getting
will give you a
stressed.
heart attack
He
on
is.
some shit.
He's getting stressed out right now.
I know. I'm so sorry. Brought up.
I've been very stressed out.
I didn't know if there was. I don't know. Maybe it felt a little bit cooler walking down that.
It was
thing
fun
than
though.
just
I
down the
mean, I
little
don't
ramp.
know. I feel like it deprived me of some high fives with the fans, if we're being honest.
You could have gotten low, given the high fives.
Nah, because we had eyes on Duke Money Inc. Trying
Eyes
to
on
get
the-
that pin, get that win.
Eyes on the prize.
Really kept that larger than life feel though.
Right? For absolute, yeah. There you go. That's a great answer, Marino.
It was good times
That's what we're looking for.
and good vibes.
And that's it for me. Here's some
Philly's taking it back.
No, he doesn't get to say no more.
Well, the next match we go into, they did.
You guys got anything else to say about your match?
I know, right?
Well, you know, it just feels like a million years ago at this point.
The people were ready to dance when you guys came out, though. I will say that.
This is true. We were wiggling and jiggling,
Yeah.
and
some moving and grooving.
Everybody was all on board. Crowd was going crazy.
they were ready for it, and didn't get to dance our way out.
No, unfortunately, did not.
Would say one thing. Anytime we step in the ring and I know Mance Warner's on the other side, my chest does not leave very happy.
No,
Every single time.
Neither do
nobody
ears.
cares about. They don't care about the chest. They just want to know how are Marino's abs afterwards. They want to see how those look in the pictures.
Abominable.
They're okay.
They're okay. Don't get
To
don't
quote
get those
Santino
abs in
Marella.
Cracker Barrel.
Hey, I had
folks.
my Shawn Michaels sexy boy strut going in the.
Did
on
we
the
have Shooter
entrance
Philly
ramp.
for Absolution?
Oh yeah, Shooter
popped that
Philly.
top?
Oh,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
Shooter
He
Philly
did.
was out.
that pop.
I
Came
don't know
down.
what's next. Shooter Philly might be coming back.
I don't know. I feel like lately Weird World has been doing best when I'm in camo cargo pants, but time will tell on that.
This is my Nick Gage attire.
All right. Well, the next match we go to did make use of that ramp because there was a maniac in the match, and of course he's going to do things like that. The Young Studs took on the portion of the production that has Eddie Only and Danhausen. And all I think is Eric Ryan is on that long walkway, and I'm like,
What's he called? Like the fucking Ready to Die tour or something? What's his hashtag on?
It's something like that, yeah.
We established years ago he's got a death wish.
Yeah, he, like this match is fine. The highlight, obviously, is Eric Ryan's stupidity and getting a back body drop off of this brand new ramp all the way onto the
Floor.
basketball court floor,
Gymnasium floor.
gymnasium floor. Disgusting. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to do that to themselves.
Not a lot of clearance between the rail and
No, not
that
at all.
walkway as well. So I'm like waiting for his head to crack, and
I think he's rating for it too.
yeah, I don't know.
Stop doing that to yourself.
The Young Studs do win, and like you said, that's the highlight. Go back and watch that over and over. I'm sure. Then we roll into what becomes quite a moment. Matthew Justice taking on Ethan Page. Supposed to go one-on-one here. They do somewhat. Ethan Page gets disqualified. And Dr. Dan and Ethan Page just beating up on Matthew Justice, who already is trying to fight with one eye.
He's got one eye
With
because
his
he
eye
had the
patch
fireball
on.
thrown in his face.
And then the siren
And
goes
then the
off.
siren goes off.
Chills.
Holla if you hear me. And the place erupts.
I mean, I don't think that there could have been a more perfect situation right here.
No. I mean, it's the man they want to see. And aside from the Duke, maybe it's the one other person on the AIW roster that they love seeing get his ass kicked.
Yeah, and Scott Steiner even tosses out some math on the mic, impromptu.
He gets
I
the
was gonna
math
say-
promo.
The two biggest pops of the night, Scott Steiner entering while his siren hits, and Scott Steiner doing math on the microphone.
I think he got excited when like he heard the crowd like swearing. He's like, "Oh, you say whatever the fuck you want here."
Yeah, it's always fun for people their first time in to realize that you can get away with pretty much anything.
I think he
Scotty.
did ask me that ahead of time, too. He's like, I'm like, yeah, you can curse. It's fine, whatever. And, yep, letting Dr. Dan and Ethan Page know what the odds were of little Big Poppa Pump turning their ladies into
I was
some
saying,
freaks
and
for
what
his
he was
peeps.
planning on doing after the show.
Exactly.
Taking him to Cracker Barrel.
You ever had 6 pieces of chicken?
So from there, Scott Steiner rolls a Cracker Barrel, and the show rolls into intermission and into the second half.
There it is.
So
Scotty.
while Scott Steiner and Wes Barkley are slamming more chicken breasts at Cracker Barrel. We roll into the Big 10-man match that had been building for some time. Team Josh versus Team Josh. Prohibition versus No Consequences. And this is just a melee. These guys are all over the place.
I didn't see it.
I was absolutely insane. They were.
The only thing I saw was the 720 Hurricanrana, which I invented at training. I just want to take credit for that.
Oh, yeah? How many times did he do that before he got it?
I want to say maybe 4 times he tried it.
With the blue safety mat. But this time was for real. Was he trying to twist
No,
and turn?
Matt.
He had somebody with him?
No, Matt.
Oh,
No.
wow.
No, they did. I did get sort of what I wanted. First thing I said to T Money when he got there was, "You're going to be bouncing somebody off the ramp, right?"
I was going to say this is another moment of the night.
The ramp is set up, and that's the logical progression at this point. You've pounced them out of the bleachers, you've pounced them out of the ring, over the guard. You've got to pounce somebody off the ramp. And he was like, "Yeah, we'll see." So we get out there, and they're going the match. And
and of course, I should say Trey Lamar running his mouth all week on the Twitter about
He's
how
a smack talker.
He got pounced last year, but they still picked up the win.
yeah, absolutely. So Trey's outside the ring, and he had done some stuff, and with 10 guys in this matchup, it's easy to lose track of where people are. It was all over the place. So all of a sudden, all you see is through the entryway, T-Money had gone all the way to the back and just dead sprint down that ramp full speed, pouncing Trey Lamar,
Launches him.
sends him over the top rope into the ring off the entryway. And listen, T-Money's a great guy. He is also one of the scariest people. I couldn't see getting in the ring with him.
Yeah.
Everything he does looks terrifying. So to have the man that size in a full sprint with about a 30-yard head start down that ramp,
Imagine having the mouth that Trey Lamar has.
giving him incentive. So yeah, he pounced Trey Lamar clean off the ramp into the ring.
This was,
All about that pin, all about that win.
Hey.
yeah, there were fun moments in that. It's as crazy and widespread as that match was, plenty of fun moments. He had the pounce, he had the 720 Hurricanrana, the cannonball people went crazy for, knowing that was coming, and Josh versus Josh, I think with the chairs at one point. It was everything that a build-up should be going, into something like that.
And now, it's kind of... It's not like a breakup, but it's just kind of like, all right, now they're kind of off on their own a little bit. We're going to see less of those 5-on-5s from the No Consequences boys.
Yeah, but now you got the tag team. We got Joshua Bishop kind of doing his own, AJ doing his own, and maybe Gary the King Baller. We'll see him one day. What do you think?
I don't know, man. He's trying to further his education right now.
All right. He should. Well, then we go into, perhaps arguably match of the night. We have our first ever ladder match at Mount Carmel.
At Mount Carmel, yes.
Yeah, at Mount Carmel.
Not the first ever in AIW
Not the first ever
history.
AIW ladder match, but the first
But
ever
yes,
at Mount
it is the
Carmel.
first Mount
And we've discussed having one many times, trying to figure out how is this going to work.
I had zero faith in it.
No, there's no way we thought that was actually going to go off.
And not only did I not have faith in it, I definitely did not have the faith that Tim Donst would be able to hang from it.
I'm pretty sure the explicit instructions were, do not try to hang from this.
Which was a total accident, by the way. Like it wasn't intended that he was going to hang from it.
I do want to say, whatever rope company, whatever brand rope that was that we had the belt strung up by, I'm going to buy stock in it on the Stash app because that thing held the hell out of Tim Donst.
Hey.
That
It's blowing my mind.
Heard it here first.
And so did that little metal ring. That
I got from Michael's fucking flower store or whatever it's called, craft store. You know how hard it is to find just a metal ring somewhere?
Yeah.
It's fucking hard. Found it in the floral bouquet section at Michael's Crafts.
Meanwhile, we've got ladders breaking, ladders bending.
Those ladders, by the way, I think were magic because I watched them like snap in half,
But then
they were completely usable after they were bent like that.
Those are some Craigslist specials right there.
yeah.
Not the Parker Pierce signatures.
No, free zone. Free stuff. Free stuff.
They were. I thought for sure that there were multiple times those ladders were going to collapse beneath them.
I think Joey Janella was trying to purposely break them just to see if Tim Donst could figure out what to do.
to see if Donst would try to like launch himself from a turnbuckle and just grab on.
There was like times where like Joey just like totally runs up it when it's broken. Like when Donst winds up hanging from it, that's definitely not planned at all. I don't think.
No, I'm not even kidding. That it was explicitly said beforehand. Listen, this thing's not going to hold. Do not try to hang from it.
But yet it held.
It absolutely held.
It would have been better if it didn't hold. We could have been done.
That would have been the finish.
Huh?
That would have been the finish.
That would have been the finish, exactly. And we could have been done with it instead of wondering, oh shit, are we going to have a ladder for them to climb up? That was what was going through my mind the entire time. Or Dave the Potato trying to make sure things stay together.
Hey, Dave the Potato.
All right, so Donst becomes your new Intense Division champion, and we'll get into that in the next episode. What do you think, John?
Sure.
Yeah. Of what his first duties as Intense champion entailed.
Sure.
So then we go into Dominic, Garrini, and Tom Lawlor. Tom Lawlor gets wheeled down this long walkway.
Yeah, Tom Lawlor is rifling through the deepest, darkest closets in Mount Carmel when I get there. And he pulls out this fucking throne. He goes, "What about this?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I need to get wheeled out on this." I said, "How is that going to happen?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "This needs to happen." And then he starts just rifling through things. And then he, like, takes tables off of this, like, cart. And then fits the throne on there, and he goes, "Look, I figured it out." I go, "Oh God, this is gonna be a charge."
So he comes out with his wolf mask, sitting Indian style.
That's that carry-on. That's the carry-on.
His carry-on is that mask.
Yeah.
Comes out in the wolf mask, has two students wheel him down, and
who then can't figure out if they're supposed to take it back, if they're
right. Or
I think there were about three different. We were like, no, go get it, and they brought it back, and then someone else said, no, it needs to be out there. So they brought it back out.
Oh, I wanted it back because I didn't want those fuckers to bleed on it.
Yeah. Well, instead,
they try to do something with it and almost fucking gets wheeled off the ramp.
It almost falls right off the side, and I catch it so that I hold it onto the ramp so that Dominic Garrini isn't,
Basically just let him go.
Dead. And then they just
bleed everywhere, hit each other hard.
Anyway.
Oh, one of them did.
Disgusting.
This was when was the last dog collar match in AIW before this?
Ethan Page and Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston, yeah.
At Hell on Earth 10, I think.
Yeah, I didn't think it was super long ago, but I knew it was at least a few years ago.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah. I don't know. These guys try to do everything with this dog collar and hang each other.
What do they? They had like fucking like those fucking little kid fucking 4th of July poppers.
Oh yeah, they had poppers.
Well, that was brought by some of our fans, I believe.
Caden, I believe.
Yeah, because they had him on like a small wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, poppers on a wiffle ball bat, and he's hitting them. And then what would happen is, as I'm sitting there ringside, right, they'd swing one of them, and those poppers would fly at you, but it with such a force that then it hits you and pops on your
Yeah, no, I was at the announce table, which is, behind 3 rows of chairs, and I was still ducking because I didn't realize it was the poppers at first. I thought it was tacks that were flying off of the bat.
What the fuck is wrong with these fucking people, man?
Our fans or the guys actually decided to use them?
C, all of the above.
It was, ugly to say the least. But Dom Green finally gets the win over Tom Lawlor, and I guess that are we done with that feud then? What do you think?
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, you're the boss, man. I don't know.
For now.
For now.
Maybe it's over. Maybe it's not. Maybe we come back to it in 6 months.
Whew. Beautiful.
We're making movies here. We're telling stories.
No poppers.
Whew. Who knows what happens in the gauntlet?
So then we go on to our tag team match of the evening. Twins, the greatest tag team ever assembled by the mind of Chandler Biggins. PB Smooth and Swoggle defending their tag team titles against the production of Frankie Flynn and Magnum CK. And I don't know what to say of this one.
It's your boy, dude.
It was fun. I mean, it was fun. It was a fantastic.
Didn't learn nothing from the podcast. Drinking in the afternoon all day.
Ooh.
It was quite the match. It was, he drank less before going to this show.
Popping his shirt off at Shooters in the Flats at noon.
Oh, that's right. We did go
Popping
there that day,
tops.
didn't we? Yep. We didn't bring that up before the show. That was you, myself.
And we saw my
Swoggle.
boss.
I was gonna say we saw your boss. John Thorne's taking a vacation day. We go to the one place where his boss is.
No good.
She comes over. Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm just with a midget with a shirt off.
Shirtless tattooed midget and Steve Guy.
Just enjoying my day off.
Popped his top at Shooters, and he's like, why did you guys ever take me here? You've hit this place for me the entire time. I'm like, no, it's because you want to go to maybe 2 places in Cleveland when you get here, and this has never been an option. But
Yeah.
we did. It was a beautiful day. It was fine though.
Yeah.
By the time the show rolled around,
By the time the show rolled around, yeah.
which is great because Josh Bishop.
Which is also why I put him on second to last.
Late.
That's
so
fair.
he would have time to sober up.
So Josh Bishop
Potato,
had
get him
to,
some black coffees.
had to crash at my place that evening as well. And the rules are, if it's Eddie or Swoggle staying there, you have to ask one or both of them if you can stay there. And I got to the venue, and Josh Bishop's just like, hey, man, can I was like, you know who you got to ask? And he's like, how much does he drink today? I'm like, he's fine. He's in a good mood. You're good. That one happened. But it was a good match. It was a fun match. I'm trying to think. Is this the body slam was?
Body Slam was J-Lit.
J-Lit.
The one-on-one.
But something happened in this one, close or reminiscent of it. I don't recall what exactly. But
I just have to give credit to PB and Swoggle because that was essentially it was almost, when it was first brought up, it was a one-off, maybe a little bit shorter than that.
yeah,
Hey, this will get a reaction to put the titles on them. But we figured it had a short shelf life, and it stayed hot the whole time.
oh yeah, people really enjoyed that tag team. So, hey, I don't know. Maybe that's not done. I don't. I'm
Sure,
not
it
in
depends
charge
who
of
you
that kind of
ask.
stuff. You know what I mean? I just say the names when they're given to me.
There you go.
But we do have new tag team champions in Magnum CK.
Spoiler alert.
It's not a spoiler at this point. I just told you we had a new Intense champion. My goodness.
Yeah, but he didn't show up to the next booking, so it wasn't that big of a spoiler.
Talk about a little bit about this production run too. You talked about the Twins on their run. I mean,
The production, this is their 1-year anniversary.
yeah.
Absolution. So when the old director came
Started the first member of it.
Is this when I was trying to think? When did Magnum then come in? That's when he
out, Hell on
came.
Earth?
No, Magnum would have been
no.
Hell on Earth.
No, he came. He did a run in
Just prior
at Cool
to.
as Ice.
Yeah. So it was, the build was you had Derek Director.
Yep.
And then PB thought he took care of him. And that's when you brought in, well, at the time it was Colby Red. You took care of them. That's when Magnum CK came in, because I
Yeah.
had banned them from ringside for a match.
Right.
Magnum CK debuted attacking PB then.
Colby Red's not canon, dude.
And then we added.
It's like
It's been retconned.
It's like the
What's
guy
that called? Isn't that called
Yeah,
retcon?
you're good. It's like the guy that you cast for the pilot, and then once it gets picked up, you recast it.
Colby Red's been retconned.
Yeah.
Becky.
The two different Beckys.
And then we added
Danhausen.
Danhausen and Eddie Only, and
Stagehand.
they're a whole thing, man. 5 guys, and where the crowd
Burgers and fries.
as
Hey,
much
They're not
as
paying us.
shout out to Five Guys.
as much as
Cracker Barrel already got enough of you.
They
Plug
don't.
on this episode.
I used to work for Five Guys Wrestling, dude.
you did.
Yeah, it was that was the shell company for Extreme Rising because they all really enjoyed Five Guys.
Wow.
Well, as much as people as much as they don't want them to, people love and gravitate towards Magnum CK still. We keep seeing that in this match again. So it's like it was interesting because when we get to finish, there was like a dissension among the crowd. Half the crowd popped and goes crazy, and then half the crowd booing because they want PB and Swoggle.
I think they just like the production because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the norm of what you see on the independents right now. Magnum CK obviously is a great promo. He spends a lot of money on gear. He does a lot to stand out in a industry that is where the performers are historically cheap and do not like to invest in themselves. You could tell Magnum CK goes out of the way to make himself stand out. So I think that has earned the appreciation of the fans.
Debuted a new cape.
And, dude, he told me how much he spends on those capes. It is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
That's why he's got 8 jobs.
It's like more than my rent.
Damn.
But, he, I think he just, people appreciate it, and they appreciate the, just the whole presentation of the production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think really, I mean, that could go either way when you kind of create your own stable and of guys that don't run with that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they've all really latched on to the gimmick, latched on to the stable.
Yeah, that
and
stable's starting to pick up in other places.
Have taken it to other areas. They've started riding together to other promotions. And doing what they could to really make that take off.
So then we go to our final match of the evening, the championship match for the Absolute title, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Nick Gage.
Whew. And, this one is years in the making. Hot Sauce had been the guy that was just that close for a very, very, very long time to where I think, people had thought that it's never going to happen for him no matter what.
Yeah, I think when it didn't happen last year, people assumed that was it, that run was done and we'd move on from him to someone else.
Yeah, last year we made him he was the J-Lit winner in 2017. 2018 he wins the Gauntlet. And but you're right, in 2017 it was the 4-way between he, Prohibition, Lyndon, and Donst.
And I made the decision in 2017 that he was going to get it in 2018 at Absolution. It was a full, way, way, way long build. And I think the people definitely that come to AIW on a regular basis and are invested in the shows, they definitely, reacted accordingly.
Yeah, because we have our contingent that loves Nick Gage, but at the same time, they have a tremendous amount of respect for everything that Hot Sauce does.
I think
for AIW.
I think the main event was win-win, honestly, because the crowd loves both guys so much.
Yeah. I think it was a split house, not necessarily because, I really don't like the other guy. I really like my guy.
Right,
so
right.
The core of the crowd that's super into Nick Gage, super into the whole run Nick Gage has had with the title. You've got people who have been clamoring for over a year now for Hot Sauce. So I think even those that were behind Nick Gage reacted favorably in the end.
And this was another great example, too, of showcasing that Nick Gage doesn't have to just be a deathmatch guy.
No, he can wrestle. I say that all the time. Nick Gage can wrestle.
So that wrapped up Absolution itself. Then we went to the after party at the Funhouse. And speaking of Nick Gage, he was part of one of my favorite moments there. Because I'm with Swoggle, and Nick Gage just comes over and says, "Hey, man, I want to work with you next." And Swoggle thinks, What? I have no idea what. And he just walks away, coming to me. He's like, "I don't know. What would I do with Nick Gage?" I'm like, "I think you work with him. I don't know. It could be great." But
I didn't hear that one. I might have to write that down in the notebook.
Write it down. Write it down. That's the thing that
we didn't
Nick
get Grado Gage, but we can get Swog Gage.
Gage wants to work with Swoggle. So Worldwide, you got some after party stories?
My big thing was is I don't know why I decided that Powers was going to be the shot of the night.
Ooh, you were putting that evil on a lot of
I didn't
people.
get in on that, thankfully.
Not me.
I just kept ordering shots of Powers.
Although I drink it, that's fine because it's, similar to Jameson.
Oh God, didn't you almost kill AJ Gray with one of those?
I killed a lot of people with those. And
Not
then,
me.
and then people would buy them for me, and then I would just take it, and then I would turn around, and I'd be like, Kyle the Beast, bought you a shot, brother. I ain't touching that. I ain't drinking that shit.
How'd that work out?
He started thinking that he was in a wrestling match. Started wrestling the wall. It was the fucking most fucked up thing I ever saw. He was so drunk. He was wrestling the wall. No, the only people that saw it were me and Tom Lawlor.
Tom Lawlor, who made a very rare appearance at the after party.
Yeah, he was at the after.
Actually, it was a who's who at the after party this year.
Yeah, the after was the new champ was there.
New champ? Which one?
All of them.
Not the one that announced he was going to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My after party was with Swoggle and Tim Donst on the show. And these two arguing like children in my car because Donst wants to play his brand of music, whatever it was, like some sort of electronica shit, over my Bluetooth.
Damn.
While we're waiting in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and Swoggle just wants to sleep. So they're going back and forth. They're like, you've got to be kidding me.
You gotta get like, there's like bad juju inside your car, Steve guy, because, or maybe it's just Swoggle. I don't know. Some combination of those. We had to bring in like a different midget and see if he still has problems inside that
In
car.
fairness,
Some midget who is a member of the Micro Wrestling Federation, the Hulk Hogan one, I think.
yeah.
I missed it. He sent a message asking how much tickets for Wrestle Reacher were the day of. He was trying to come.
Damn.
Man.
Dang.
Buddy the Bulldog or something is his name.
Buddy.
Bubba. I don't know what the
In
fuck.
fairness,
Hey, he's a worker. He probably could have hung out back.
in fairness to Swoggle,
Only contracts get it free, man.
he might have a contract. He might have been in that. What if he was a part of that mini Royal Rumble?
I don't give a fuck. Unless he's bringing Terry.
I'll say, in fairness to Swoggle,
NWO
Donst
reunion, October
continuously was
27th.
asking him the entire time if they could be friends and why they aren't best friends. I'm like, I guess if somebody asked me that like 15 times, I eventually would probably get upset.
See, Donst, you should have just came to the after party at my place. Plenty of friends there.
And then
Zero
Donst-
cranky midgets.
Donst keeps dropping food on my floor.
Swoggle couldn't even Swoggle could not do that ascent up to your apartment.
No, that'd be tough.
We'd get one of the young boys, carry him up.
It's top heavy, as he says.
Yeah, dude, because that's a lot of stairs to get to your apartment.
Yep.
That's how I stay in shape.
Swoggle really just wanted me to yell at Tim Donst so bad at one point while they're eating Taco Bell at my house. Donst keeps like dropping food on the floor, and Swoggle's just like, Steve, look, there's lettuce on the floor.
Wait,
Just probably kick him out. Yell at
is
him.
the
Pulling that dad out of him.
And
huh?
then Donst, I'm sorry. And then cheese would fall on the floor. Steve, he dropped cheese. I'm like, Jesus.
I can't remember. Was the Nick Gage after parties story ever told about me?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, it was like a few
only-
afters ago.
The only Nick Gage fucking story I know is when he just looked at Frankie Flynn once and was like, I want to punch you in the fucking face.
Was that J-Lit maybe?
I don't know. That was at Eddie
I don't know.
Owings'
Well,
house.
recently I was like on one. It was like me and a few other brothers were all hanging out, and we're in my place, and I like just kind of dropped a beer on the floor,
This is good shit.
and it fell over, and like Nick Gage looks at me, looks at the beer, he's like, "Hey, bro, you gonna pick that up?"
It was the ashtray.
Oh, it was the ashtray or something. I just like
Nasty.
knocked it all over the
100
place.
cigs. Yep.
Million cigs, all that. And he's like, "Hey, bro, you gonna pick that up?" And I was like, "I'll deal with it later." And like Gage just kind of looked around, and then it like dawned on him. He figured out that it was my place, and he was like, "Yeah, I guess I gotta respect how he wants to treat his house."
This is your crib, bro. You do whatever the fuck you want.
So he thought I was just some asshole fucking up somebody else's apartment. So I appreciate Nick Gage looking out for my apartment from me.
That was good.
Yeah, but you spilled that probably in Weird Body's bedroom.
I hope so, because I got carpet in my bedroom.
Hey,
No vacuum, all broom. It's how I stay in shape.
there you go.
Well, Anything extravagant from the after party? The who's who?
We don't got to go into names, but it was a lot.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Kyle the Beast, after MVP.
Yeah, everyone. That's the one thing. Like when I say, "What do you want to talk about?" Everyone's like, "After party stories." You motherfuckers aren't allowed to know these after party stories because most of them aren't shouldn't be told.
Yeah,
Most of you aren't
There it
even
is.
allowed at the after.
Yeah, you know.
Hashtag allegedly, man.
Yeah, everyone hates that wrestling brotherhood thing, you know. Well, guess what? You ain't hearing about any of this shit.
And some of you need to figure out how to drink your drinks at the fun house because I still have weird strawberry puke on my stairs.
Well, all
Thought
right,
the birds would have taken it by now, but no.
You know, if that was somebody else's place, Nick Gage would have. He would have told them to clean it up.
I'm going to point him out to Nick Gage next time.
Perfect. Well, I think that'll do it here for Absolution 13. Anybody got anything they want to add?
Nope.
No? All right. For Worldwide, for Wes Barkley, for Philly and Marino, for Matt Wadsworth, and for John Thorne,
And for Cracker Barrel.
and for
Scotty.
Cracker Barrel,
Chris Acker.
and the Shoney's Cam.
Shoney's scam.
My name is Steve Guy, and we'll talk to you next week right
Holler.
here on The Card is Going to Change.
5 guys.